Hey y'all, welcome to our Sunday Front Porch Recap, where we catch you up on what happened this week at the property. But before we get started,
remember to like, share, and subscribe, or whatever.
you gotta love him. Jeez. Anyway, this week was quite interesting because, as y'all know, we work a full-time job and we're not on vacation. So Monday and Tuesday, my mom and dad came up here, and it's the first time they've been up here to see the property. Probably what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
About 3 weeks. And so we get on the side by side and we give them tours. Unfortunately, my mom is just getting over being very, very sick. And so they were not ready to make their Facebook debut as part of the family homestead. So next time we'll catch them. But they were, I would say, very surprised at the amount we had done.
I'd say so. I believe they weren't expecting us to have gotten as far as we had.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we do send them pictures and little video clips of, what we've gotten done and our progress and that kind of stuff to keep them so they feel they're a part of it, even though they're, 3 hours away. But until you walk on it, it doesn't know justice. My dad was just blown away at the progress that we've made and is super excited to be on the property. So that was Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we took a break.
Yeah. Wednesday, so the one thing that I have discovered about myself, if nothing else, is that apparently getting older likes to rear its ugly head whenever you don't want it to. So, back in the old days, it wouldn't have bothered me not a bit to sit there and for those people who know me, that work a full time job and then get over, and it's pretty much what I did this week was going through working my 7 to 5 job, coming home, changing to overalls, driving out to the property and working until I couldn't see.
I think what maybe did you in though is you don't normally work outside all day, but this week it kind of called for it at your job, and I think that
Now, in between working in the high heat environment during the day and trying to stay hydrated, trying to stay, with the adverse heat conditions. So if you guys are out there in the heat, be smart, and while you wait, definitely hydrate. Not to steal that quote from another personality, but if it, like I said, one thing is just make sure you guys stay hydrated, stay cool, take breaks when you need to. Because like I said, yeah, Wednesday I had the legitimate. I do not want to go out to the property today. Like I need to take a break.
That's the first time you've done that. I mean,
and like I said, it was bad enough that she could see it on my face when I got home. She's like, "All right, we ready to go?" Like, not today. And
I could tell you were exhausted and completely.
There was nothing left in the tank that day. So
no,
we took that day to kind of just relax and recharge the batteries and get everything back to where we needed to be. And Thursday,
which is the first day we've taken off with it not raining. Yeah, honestly,
the bugs are out.
This is why we do it in the mornings.
But like I said, Wednesday we took the day off. Thursday we were expecting a lot of rain, and then so we decided to just go ahead. We're gonna pack some stuff here at the current house, and so we decided to go ahead and move in some stuff into storage. And Friday we spent the majority of the time cleaning the house, making sure the house was ready because we found out we were actually going to have visitors come and stay with us. Which
now look, let me clear something up. When you work all day and you go to the property and you are not, your house may.
And you have 3 grown children in their mid 20s or early 20s, upper teens. Things happen. And so,
I mean, it wasn't that our house was absolutely disgusting. That's not the case.
I mean,
it just wasn't clean to what I like it being
total
clean.
Anarchy, cats and dogs living together. It was crazy. So there was there wasn't a whole lot of cleaning actually had to happen compared to like
Some
what
houses.
most people would say. Like, it wasn't like an episode of Hoarders or nothing like that.
Oh God, no, absolutely not.
No, it was some, we just cleaned up,
Sweet mop does.
stuff, general housey kind of stuff. But we got all that kind of stuff squared away, and then our visitors actually got here first thing Saturday morning. They actually met us out at the property. Ended up being my mom and dad came up and stayed Saturday night, and we worked all day Saturday and most of the day on Sunday. Because my dad, he was able to drive up from Louisiana and come in.
Bring his tractor.
He brought his tractor and grapple and grater box, and so we were going to have some nice tractory kind of fun.
Now, look, I have to say, I've been with this man for 24 years, married almost 23. And to say that he was excited to work with his dad on his tractor, no. He was thrilled. If y'all could have just seen, well, you will later, see the happiness on his face. This man loved working with his dad on his tractor.
It's great because two people with heavy machinery, what other kind of fun can you have? That's right. So me and my dad were able to go through, and now granted, like I said, we just kind of isolated, figured out where we wanted to work on stuff, what we wanted to do. And like two hard-headed men,
you're gonna work till you drop.
We're gonna work until we can't see straight. So, but that's just who we are. We're both hard-headed like that.
Now, one thing your mom said, I think it was kind of funny, was I told her how happy I was that they came, and I know that you were excited to work alongside your dad. And his mom, I thought this was funny. She's like, well, it's not really work. Anything that dad can do and riding his tractor all day, yeah, that's real work out there.
That's real work.
I thought it was funny.
Most people don't understand how physically laborious it is whenever you're clearing property. They said, yeah, if you're just cutting grass with it, yeah, it's not all that laborious. But when said you're old folks like us, and you start trying to, you're clutching one leg, braking with the other, steering with one hand, and working a four-way stick shift for your front end loader, moving and knocking roots and moving trees and dirt and all. It gets pretty physical.
I know. Last night your dad said the one thing that was hurting the most was his knee from clutching all day.
Yeah, because 8 hours of constantly shifting and clutching and moving and clutching and sticking and doing and this and every time you'd go to hit a root, it wouldn't give. So it's like a small car crash every time you hit one of those things. And then, especially my luck was that I kept doing was, I would hit into a root and I would put it in reverse and like brace myself to like turn my head and look in reverse, but then realize I still had it in forward. So it's like you get jerked the wrong way. So yeah, I can't tell you how many times I did that to where, you get home and it's just like, I'm going to lay down and not move, and I'll see you tomorrow.
But man, they got there. I think your mom and dad got there about 9, because I mean they had a 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And so they got there about 9, 8:45, 9 o'clock, and they worked on till 6. I could tell Dad at 6 he was.
We were all.
He was done.
We both kind of ran out of juice at the same time. We just looked at each other. It's like, how late do you want? I was like, right now it's fine. Let's go. I was like, I ain't about to try to do this again.
Well,
so let's go.
I mean, we even ate lunch. Emma brought sandwich stuff, and I mean, we even ate lunch on the property. So we took maybe like a 30-minute, 40-minute break. That was it. That was the only time y'all were off the tractors.
Oh, no.
I know the boys were there with us watching. We set the fires, and the boys were on fire duty. And then I was working on pulling vines, and then and then I mowed the entire valley where you had cleared because of that. What's that vine?
Kudzu.
And I put poison on it. So I was out there mowing. We have got to get a bigger mower, or when it gets level. We're using, what's our mower? Man, that thing's a workhorse too. Which one is it?
It's one of those Home Depot Husqvarna riding lawn tractors that we bought. Good Lord,
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
But that thing is a workhorse. So I mowed the entire valley, and I didn't realize how big that valley was. It took me, what, like 5.5 hours, 6 hours to mow that entire valley.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I spent my day. And then I started pulling vines out until 6 and getting some trees cleaned up. But I was on hydration duty to make sure y'all stay hydrated. I'd bring them Gatorade and water, and it was so hot yesterday. I bought 36 bottles of Gatorade, and we had 4 left. And that don't count the water.
The little itty bitty baby bottles.
Well, because if I buy the big ones, y'all don't drink it all, and it gets wasted. The little ones, you drink it.
Us grown folks, we drink all of it.
Well, the boys don't.
Well,
so
that's their problem.
So that's why I buy the little ones. But then also water, half a case of water too. I mean, it was just so hot yesterday.
More importantly, like I said, we got a good bit of stuff done. We got me and my dad got some good quality time working on the tractors. Of course, we had a good visit. They came and we grilled some steaks on Saturday. My mom and Emma stayed home, of course, on Sunday because if Emma doesn't need an excuse to not come out and work out in the heat. She's like, I will gladly do whatever needs doing other than me leaving the house.
Does the house need cleaning? Do you need cooking, clothes washing?
Anything to get to stay in the air conditioning and not have to go out there. So I will gladly do that. So my mom and Emma stayed home. They cooked lunch for us since we got back here on Sunday afternoon.
About 1:40.
Yeah, we did that. Ate a nice lunch. My mom and dad left on their way home, and we figured we'd go ahead and do our recap. Here we are. So keep going this week. Just remember, sacrifice sometimes is unwittingly something you don't. It's obviously something you don't want to do, but sometimes it's a necessary thing that you have to do. And I realize that yes, we are sacrificing a bunch now, but it's going to be paid for going forward.
So, same dream, same chaos. We may not know what we're doing,
but we're doing it anyway.
Happy Sunday.